Want better results from your networking efforts? Then stick around because today I'm sharing 7 mistakes I see networkers make that's costing them referrals, money, and worst of all yet, wasting time. Be sure you watch through to the end because in the event that you landed on this video because you're using networking to land clients for your brand new business, then I can help. So stick around to the end to learn how. Hello there. If you are new here, my name is Corey Logaitis and welcome to my channel, the place for aspiring entrepreneurs to learn how to officially make their dream of going from employee to entrepreneur a reality. Following my 15-year career as a senior vice president, I made the pivot to start my own business. And I exclusively used networking as a strategy to gain my very first paying clients and was able to do so within a matter of weeks. I now specialize in helping people launch brand new businesses using low and no cost strategies just like networking. So let's go ahead and dive into those 7 mistakes that you don't want to make when networking to grow your business. Mistake number 1, not being clear on who it is you want to be introduced to. This is key because if you can't articulate who it is you want people to connect you with, it's going to make it very, very difficult for folks to know who it is that they should be referring to you to begin with. And I find this mistake usually stems from especially new entrepreneurs not being clear on exactly who their target market is. If you want some help figuring out who you should be targeting with your marketing, make sure you check out this video here on the secret to finding your niche. Number 2 is not having a clear and concise positioning statement. So your positioning statement is going to basically be your elevator pitch. It's your one statement summary of who you are, what you do, who you can help, and why they should care. And if you do not have this information put together in a very easy, repeatable, scripted phrase that you can use over and over again in every networking meeting that you attend, it's going to, number 1, make it that when you do speak to people, they're not going to pay attention or remember what you said. And number 2, you're not going to have a lasting impression on that person because you weren't very articulate. The third mistake I see time and time again is if you're at an in-person event, not collecting business cards, or if you're at an online event, not taking notes. Specifically, keeping an eye out for who it is you want to be connected to. A lot of folks kind of, in making this mistake, assume that people who want to meet them will come to them. So they take a very passive stance when they are at a networking event instead of being proactive and going out there and asking people for their information, where really that is the better strategy to take because that allows you to be intentional with what connections you are making and making the best use of your time. Mistake number 4 that I see more often than not is not following up with the people that you met at the networking event and setting up a one-on-one conversation. One-on-ones can be done either in the DMs, it could be done through email, it could even be done in person via a coffee date. But there's no point to going out and meeting people at some sort of a networking event, whether it be online or offline, and make all of these connections and do nothing with them. Again, when it comes to networking, you can't take that passive approach and just kind of hope and pray that people will be so dazzled by you when they met you at the event that they will reach out to you. You want to be proactive and be reaching out to other people. So make sure that you follow up with all of those contacts that you collected and made notes on, and that you're setting up one-on-one meetings with everybody individually. That leads me to mistake number 5, which is getting on one-on-one calls with everybody. This serves nobody well. Let's just get clear on that. So when it comes to marketing, and networking is a style and a strategy when it comes to marketing, you have to be very specific on who it is that you want to be connected to, right? And why you want to be connected to that person. Usually in networking, it breaks down to 2 types of people. It's going to be either your direct target client or anybody that might be able to put you in touch with that direct target client. So meetings with anybody that you meet in a networking event that's outside of that scope is honestly a waste of your time. It's a waste of their time as well, and it doesn't benefit either one of you. Mistake number 6 is hopping on a one-on-one call, but not having a set agenda. So many folks use one-on-one calls as an opportunity just to be a one-sided sales pitch. And for anybody who's ever been on the receiving end of one of those calls, let's just say it doesn't feel very good. It feels super sleazy. And a lot of times, too, like I said, these are common mistakes that I see networkers make all the time. 9 times out of 10, the people that you're meeting at networking events are making all of these mistakes. So they are not being strategic in targeting who it is that they want to be speaking to either. So the likelihood of you getting on a call where you're just going to be kind of pitched to is highly likely. But you have the ability to control that conversation by making sure you set an agenda in advance. And the agenda is very simple. All you need to do is make sure that each one of you has an opportunity to cover who you are, what it is that you do, and who you want to be connected to. It's really that simple. The seventh and final mistake, which is the worst of all of them, is attempting to sell on the one-on-one call. Do yourself a favor, keep these calls separate. You don't even know until you get on the one-on-one call whether or not the person is an ideal client for you. You need to know who they are, what they do, who they want connections to, what problems they have, and if you can even solve their problems. So to get on a networking call and to just automatically go into a sales pitch, it's inauthentic. It makes the other person feel weird, it's icky, and it just really sets you up to not have a good connection and to receive referrals moving forward. So a much better approach is if you have a positioning statement, like I had mentioned earlier, is a mistake not to have. More than likely, if you're articulating what you do up front as you're meeting people at the networking event, they're going to raise their hand and say, oh, wow, I have that problem. How can you help me? And that often happens through the course of the one-on-one call. And this is really an opportunity to say, hey, well, I'm really happy to hear you feel that way. The purpose of this call today was really to get to know you a bit better. It wasn't necessarily to talk about, how I could serve you, but I would absolutely love the opportunity to set up a second call where we can really dive in deep to see whether or not I am actually the best person to solve your problem, right? So book the sales call separate from your one-on-one networking call. That helps you maintain the relationship as well as set specific boundaries on expectations on what that person should expect in each conversation. The one-on-one call is specifically to connect and learn about the person and figure out how you can best help them and serve them through leveraging your network. Whereas a sales call is to help them determine how they get their problem solved and whether or not your product or service is a good fit to do it. So two completely different agendas, two completely different phone calls. Make sure you keep them separate. And when you do this, it helps to ensure that when you have those one-on-one calls, you are more likely to get referrals from people. I hope learning about these networking mistakes and what you could be doing to avoid them was helpful and ultimately helps you land the clients that you're looking for and expanding your network. But if after watching you're still stuck on what you're doing wrong and not getting the results that you want, I can help. Check out the description below to book a strategy session call with me and my team to help you identify where the gap may be and whether or not my Validate Your Biz Blueprint program may be a good fit for you, your business, and your goals. If you made it this far watching today's video, please comment below with the word networking. I would love to personally reach out to you to thank you for watching through all the way to the end. If you enjoyed what you learned in this video and are ready for more, be sure to check out these videos next. And last but not least, if you really found value in it, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. I'll see you next time.